Hey everybody, welcome to another live session of Translate Academia, where I do some LinkedIn profile reviews. I do this a lot on TikTok, and I thought I would do a more engaging thing where I do it online. And that reminds me, I can put this little cool banner right here. Ready? That's pretty cool. So what's going on right here at the bottom? Excuse me. So a few things. We have a Facebook group that is a place for you to practice professional posting on LinkedIn. It's not a place to go and voice concerns or like ask questions that you can Google or anything like that. It's a place where if you're worried about what to post on LinkedIn, you can post it there, get feedback on it, revise it, and then post it on LinkedIn. So that's the idea behind the group. And so I hope that you go enjoy that and participate. I also do a lot of these profile reviews on TikTok. And so please follow me on TikTok. And also we started our second week. This week was Teacher Tuesday, where it was just a whole bunch of people from faculty, students, graduate students, staff, admin from kindergarten through PhD. If you're involved in the education system, then you're part of this Educators.Network, and we want you to be a part of it. I want to make a quick announcement of our event that we have coming up. One of our another event in a pixelated metaverse. I'm very excited about. This one is with Tori Wobber, and so I'm going to just show you real quick, kind of like what it is right here. So this is Tori's LinkedIn profile right here. We're not going to review it. And you come down here, she had a really successful, just this last week, conversation about going from your PhD and getting a job as a data scientist. My first job going from academia was in data analytics. And so we connected, and we're going to be hosting a speed networking event on June 16th. So this is kind of like a preview for that, where we're going to get a whole bunch of people who are interested in this and some industry professionals. And we're going to have a giant speed networking event in this place right here in Gathertown, where you can walk around and you can talk to other people and you can mingle and you can have fun. And it's just going to be a really exciting thing. And so be watching for that announcement coming up here pretty quickly. Let's see here. Okay. So I got that and I got that. The event next week is going to be sponsored. I'm really excited about this. We have our first sponsorship for an event. This one is with Attic Talent Management. They have offices in Belgium and Paris and Montreal, and we're working together to bring some more educators into their network of professionals. So it's very exciting things, and I'm really just happy that things are just growing and stuff. It's pretty cool. So anyway, let's get to why we're here. We're going to talk about LinkedIn profiles. This one, I had the random idea as I was coming into this. I'm just going to cough here 1 second. It's not COVID. All right. So rather than going through an individual profile, I'm going to kind of go with this one, kind of go through some themes. And so I'm going to, let's see, start here, and we're going to kind of go through it. Okay. So I want to thank first, Jim, Michael, Jared, Parnica, and Fadl for letting me use your profiles today. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. My mic is working. Okay, good. Making sure I didn't undo it. All right, here we go. Okay, so this one is for Dr. James Jim Spatara. What I would recommend, if you have a preferred name, I would just maybe stick it in there. I don't know. That kind of goes back and forth. That's a good thing to think about. We're going to start talking about first our banners, right? Because that's like the biggest thing that we have going on with us. So this right here is one of the standard LinkedIn banners, and we've kind of talked about this before. They're the reason that LinkedIn created these, and the reason that people find them appealing is because each individual person can connect to one of those objects in the photo, but we don't know which one as a user, why it's important to you. And so this is an opportunity where you can take your banner and use it to promote yourself and your own thinking. So let's go over here to see what's next. We have this one. This one is from Michael. This one is a unique one. There's problem, a little problem with it though, right? One is that it's pixelated, so it's kind of hard to see because this is also pixelation. But when you take a picture and you zoom in on it, it makes the words really pixelated. Two, you're going to be running up against accessibility issues. When you have lots of text on something, it's difficult for people to read. And you'll also notice I can't read the entire passage, right? Says it isn't advisable. And then right here says the general principles upon which whole education system is formed and administered like a private soldier in the army, expected merely like a cog in a wheel. Your picture is cutting off some important parts. And so either adjust it or narrow it down. Like give me a sentence. Don't give me an entire paragraph. Like we tell our students when they write. Don't give me a block quote. Give me a precise quote. And even from there, I would recommend you put that quote in a post and then you post about it. And then you put that post, rather than talking about up here, put it in your featured section. That way we can see what it is, and it gives you an opportunity to explain why it's important. Because right now, all I have is a block of text out of context. How's that work for you? Okay. So I would recommend that you change that either to simplify it and also to make it clearer. Let's go over here. Okay, Jared, I'm digging this one, right? So we have a tree line with a gray, green, I think, I'm colorblind, green fade on there. And that's cool. Okay, so that's your name, instructional design. This is a cool, like, it's like a naturey woodpecker with the play sign, like when you're doing instructional design. This is a clever, I like this a lot. It's very calming. And I think that's what green is supposed to do. Anyway, I think, okay, I don't know. All right, this one is for Parnika. I love simplicity. I really do. I like that it's just a plain color with a little bit of the design right here and right here. It's off-centered so that your name and your position that you're looking for is over here on the right. Yeah, I think this is pretty solid. I kind of dig it. Let's go to the last one. Okay, this one is for Fadl. I don't know why that's doing that. So we're running into the same thing. This looks like it's, when I'm zooming in on it, I can tell that it's something to do with robotics, which is cool. And that makes sense given the engineering and technology leadership. There's one of those little Boston Dynamics, maybe dogs, that's in there. I'm not sure if this is you in here in this photo somewhere, or if this is where you work, or if this is something that's interesting to you. So it's a cool photo that is, again, just kind of out of context. Okay, so now we've talked about those. I think something that you can do is go to, we have our website, Educators.Network, and go to our background photo. This is a course that was designed by Side, who came in and said, hey, what can we do to help people? And this is where you can go and learn more about the background photos and what makes it, quote unquote, a good one. For me, what all of this boils down to is that it's an opportunity to pitch yourself. Don't waste that opportunity with a blank billboard, a pixelated billboard, or a stock one, right? This is your opportunity to really send a message. Okay. Awesome. All right. We're going to go through and look at the profile pictures now. This one right here, and I'm going to comment right now in the open to work. I think it's up to you whether or not you want to use it. In my mind, you are engaging with LinkedIn's algorithms, and that's a good thing because they're doing it intentionally. This looks like it is a yearbook photo. There's nothing wrong with yearbook photos, but there again, it's an opportunity to give me more personality, right? Give me a better idea of who you are and what you want to do. This right here, I'm digging this one, right? Pretty professional. What you can do, like standing in front of a door, makes it look like it's like having a selfie is not a bad thing. Having it like look like it's a selfie, opportunity for improvement. What you can do, you can take this photo and go into Canva, right? And we're going to create a design. This is only available in the Pro version, or if you have hashtag Canva for Education, if you're in K-12, your district will give you access to that. But if I'm going to go over here to my uploads, and I'm going to show you how to remove the background of a photo. It's pretty easy, actually. I just barely learned how to do this. Oops. I want this one. And so you're just going to go over here, edit image, and then you're going to click background remover. And you're going to take a sip of water. This is taking longer than it needs to. But now that background is erased and you can make it pop like with a little bit of color. Go like here, animate. We always love here 144E70. And there we go. Okay, I have a background photo with a color scheme on the back that's not closets. Okay, so you can clean that up a little bit. All right, going over to here, Jared. I think this is a great photo of your face. It's nicely framed. This one, if you click into it, you can see it's very pixelated. So I would go in and find a higher quality photo. I think this is a great photo right here. This is an example of changing in the background photo to match with what's going on. I would consider zooming in a little bit on your face because it's easy for me to see your face when you are when I'm on a desktop. But if I'm on a mobile, it might be a little bit harder because it's smaller. This one I think is kind of cool, right? You're speaking to a microphone, shows that you're active. This is one of those genres of a photo, someone who is actually in the act of delivering content. It kind of ties to this idea of leadership that's down here as well. So way to go. All right, this is really fun for me, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna go and do some headlines now. So right here, starting with James or Jim, says, oh, EdTech fan, lifelong learner, teacher, trainer, speaker, future NYC marathon finisher. Okay. If you're going to do a list of things, I like using the long line, the little vertical line thing rather than a comma. So that's something that you can do. When a recruiter or a hiring manager lands on your profile, they want to know your value add. What are you going to add to our company? And when they do that, they're not going to search for EdTech fan, like when they do their search, right? They're going to search for very specific keywords. When you say that you're an EdTech fan, I mean, what does that mean, right? Do you like selling it? Do you like using it? Do you like building it? Help me understand what it is about those things that you like so that I can understand how to help you finish your path. I would use this opportunity to really help your user focus and understand where you want to go. After reading this, it's very difficult for me. The only thing that I know for certain is that you want to finish a New York City marathon. I need something more specific and professional than just that. All right, Michael, educator, researcher, curriculum writer. Okay, what does that mean, right? So we have this list. Educator is broad. Researcher is getting a little bit, it's kind of like a Venn diagram kind of situation. And then we're doing curriculum writing. That can range a lot, right? Like I've seen some curriculum management positions in like the $60,000 range. And then I've seen senior directors of curriculum development at McKinsey for paying $160,000. It's a very broad topic. What can you do to narrow? What about curriculum writing do you like? Do you like the storyboarding of the content? Do you like the creation of the content? Do you like the delivery of the content? For what group? Adult learning, right? Like there's a lot of different things that you can go in to help me understand where you want to go. Quick note about the talks about section. This is good to have in there. Make sure you go in and double check that you don't have an extra hashtag in one of those. And like right here, it tells me that you're into music. I'm not seeing that up here. And if you're talking about these things, it would be good to include that up here, especially if that's something, a direction where you want to go. Jared, all right. Instructional designer creating learning experiences to improve organizational efficiency and outcomes. I love a sentence. I really do. If you give someone just a list of nouns, you're giving them a list of ingredients and saying this is bread, but you're not telling them what kind of bread it is. This is a complete baked loaf of like rye bread. I don't know. Says you're an instructional designer. I know who you are, and that's being reinforced by your profile picture, so by your banner. And then you tell me, right? You tell me using verbs the things that you want to do. You want to create learning experiences to improve organizational efficiency and outcomes, right? You might add something in there like for internal stakeholders, right? Because this is telling me that you want to create internal documentation and learning experiences within an organization in order to make it run better. That's different than an ed tech organization that's creating instructional design content for an external audience, for a customer, right? So as you are learning more about instructional design and what directions and the things that are interesting to you, focus those in the language that you're using. It may feel like, oh, wow, I'm narrowing myself so much, I'm never going to get a job. I would err on the side of being too narrow than too broad. Just because you're narrow doesn't mean that there are a lot of people who are looking for narrow folk. I think that's a good way to say that. Okay. Ready? Research consultant, cognitive scientist, and educator. This is where right here we have those vertical lines that I was talking about earlier that I really like. This doesn't really tell me, this kind of tells me where you are and what you're doing right now. It doesn't tell me very much at all about what you want to do or where you want to go from here. A research consultant and an educator, like, where do you want to do research? Like, where do you want to do your consulting? Do you want to do it in the technology field? Do you want, I mean, there are dozens of places where those three combinations of words exist. Don't focus on the nouns, focus on the verbs. What do you want to do with those as those three things? What do you want to do? And how's that verb a value add? All right, and then we have right over here to final. Engineering and technology leadership. These, I think, are two very big abstractions that we need to understand what is the intersection. There are engineering companies that need technology leaders that do thousands of different things. Where do you want to go? Help me know what path you want to be on. Okay. Let's go back around, and this time I'm going to look at the activity section, and then we're going to call it a day. I want us to understand something, okay? So we have 5 different profiles right here. How long does it take me, or what do I see after this screen? I scroll down, and I see the activity. I scroll down, see the featured section, which is activity, and then I see activity. With this one, I scroll down, I see the about section, and then featured, and then activity. Come over here, about section, and then activity. Activity. More often than not, when someone lands on your profile page, they are looking at your activity section. That's what the algorithm, that's what the platform is forcing the user to look at. When you create first of all, you need to be creating content. You need to have activity. Because if you don't, then people just move on. When you create content, you do not create content just to create it. Like you don't create content for engagements to see how many likes you get or how many comments you get. I mean, that's not why you do it. You do it so that when a hiring manager or recruiter lands on your profile and they look at the historical account of what you write, they understand who you are, your ethos. That's why you post. Okay? So I get to know who you are by what you're posting. You are sending messages about what you do. and what you can accomplish. The question is, are those messages intentional? They need to be. So right here we have about 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks old. I would recommend getting in, posting a little bit more. Try doing maybe once a week, comment 4 times on other people's content. But I love that you're posting. Like, here's a question for all of us job seekers and for all the recruiters out there, right? Been looking for several months. Okay. Here's a question. Turn that into a poll, right? Like, actually, like, give people an opportunity to engage with the question, right? But this is awesome that you're creating content. Let's go over here to Michael. Reshare to post. That's a great, like, if you don't know what to write yet, resharing content is a great way to do that. You find something that's interesting, comment about why you find it's interesting, and then share it. Good job. You need a new interview shirt as of 23 hours ago. Hope that interview is going well. Where are you doing your shopping, right? Like, these are just, they're interesting questions. I like it. Yeah, this is good. I mean, like, this is within the past few hours, you've had some content. Again, within the past week or so. And then, yeah, within the past week. So I think that these are all like solid examples, really, of effective activity, engagement. And it's important to note that the reason that I looked at all of these individuals today was because they engaged with my content. And so it's a good thing to have on there. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, for those of you who tuned in, and for those of you who are tuning in later. And this will be on YouTube, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.